I hear stuff. I hear. Oh, and I hear me. Say some words so I know, so I can hear you on the stream. We are trying to get Muko on the voice. Please stand by. In the meantime, how are you fine people tonight?
Okay, you should hear me now. Hello, people at home. Can you see and hear us? I know you can hear Abo.
I can hear you now.
Oh, cool.
The Twitch delay is weird.
Yeah, isn't it?
All right, so I'm going to mute that.
All right.
That's one of the things I really missed about Mixer was the what's it called? The real time. Was it like light speed streaming or RT LTS? I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember the exact name, the exact analogy to use there, but it was the latency on that thing. The streaming latency was milliseconds. It was so good. There's another service out there that uses the same protocol that gets that really low latency out there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the protocol is good. The management of the platform stinks, and the attitude of the management drove me off the platform.
That's not cool.
That's how bad it was, and I feel I'm a pretty easygoing guy, and unfortunately I'm not the only person with that opinion.
That makes sense. All right, hey, I'm gonna switch to grid. So now it's the two of us. Why don't we slip it on into something more full Discordy?
Let the Discordies know, and I need to bring up the show notes so I can know what to talk about.
Yep.
I see.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any.
Faces.
Yeah, you won't see our faces yet. Okay. Yeah, there won't be any faces yet because I could not grab this thing yet because it didn't exist because we weren't talking yet. And now we can see ourselves and 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 see ourselves.
Whoa.
Nope, don't want that one. I want this one. Yes, thank you. I would like to move you right there. I had to adjust this because it was set up for everyone else.
Yeah, and the choice is for my color backgrounds just because I'm not messing around with too much else. Here, I can either do black or green.
Well, you know, Discord lets you do virtual backgrounds now, right?
Yeah, I just happen to have something set up in OBS already.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, I can press this button here and I can bring up my Twitch, my Twitch layout here.
Here we go. That's a little bit more. Whoa, hello. You shrink.
If I was playing the game, this is the game. What would show up behind me, and I press this button, it swaps.
Oh.
And it swaps. I have a plugin that when you do some transition changes and you have the same element, it will slowly scale the two together, and you can do really cool transitions that way that look a lot cooler. It's really slick.
This sounds slick. All right, looks like we are about ready.
We are not streaming video games. We are streaming the AIE podcast. So
where's my mouse? There you are. Hello, mouse.
We're going to just do the camera, so we're going to make that go away.
All right. Oh, and I pre-read a bit of your FF
Yeah.
stuff, so I have I have some spoiler alert stuff ready when you start saying that. So I have a little
Okay.
reading from that.
Yeah. There's only
All
going to be
right.
so many spoilers, like spoiler-free stuff we can do without.
Yeah.
So we'll do the best we can. But
That's
we will
funny.
be.
Yeah, because my stuff's over here, so that's why I'm looking here. His stuff is over there, so that's why he's looking there. So conveniently, we are looking at each other when we talk. So it's kind of funny.
Let's put this on that side of the screen because I don't need a full. I'm going to zoom out slightly. Cool. Let's bring up Discord chat over here. Cool. We'll put you there.
That's a little better. Or not? I guess we're probably as ready as we're gonna be.
Right.
Sounds like everyone can see, hear us. Unfortunate for you guys, but you have us today. You have to deal with all my whiz-bang effects.
Do the best we can, and hopefully it won't be horror bad.
Be horror good. All right.
I'm helpful for a horror meh.
Oh, it says that you could be a tad louder, which means I need to right-click here.
I can.
There you go.
I can always enunciate.
He's at 99%.
Diaphragm.
He's at 99%. Is that too much? Should I go higher? Can you hear him okay, chat?
Thanks to the beauty of Discord, you can go above 100%.
Yeah.
You can give it 105%.
I don't think they can handle 105% of Abo, though. See how... There we go. Okay, we're good to go, then.
I know. I'm normally at least 105% bigger than most people.
It's the Lala scaling. That's what it is.
Let's see. Bigger the personality, the more Lala-ish you are.
All right, kids at home, let's get ready to start this thing. Look over at the notes.
Dehydrated kid.
Yep, got my hydration right here. All right, let's start this puppy in 5, 4, 3, 2. On this episode of the AIE Podcast,
we're two-manning this show.
Two-man. ESO is taking advantage of the XP and getting it done.
AIE is expanding into a lot of spaces.
In space and beyond. STO is on unlock.
And I, Abovan, am here to talk about Final Fantasy XIV.
Surprising. I'm just surprised by that.
That's what I do.
All that and so much more coming up right about now. Once I find the button.
Bringing you the latest news from the AIE gaming community from planet Earth and beyond. This is the AIE Podcast.
Alrighty. Welcome to episode 384 of the podcast celebrating you, the AIE Podcast gaming community. The Die Has Been podcast. This is Mewcow, greetings, guildies. And to my, I guess you're on the left. Maybe you're on the left, on the right, somewhere on there. It's Abovan.
Hi, I'm Abovan. I'm here.
Catchphrase here.
Catchphrase. That's what I got.
You've been watching Free Guy.
Oh yeah, that's a good. I enjoyed that movie.
Yes, very good movie. As you can,
I wouldn't go that far, but it's enjoyable.
As you can probably tell, we are without Tetsemi and Mikala tonight. They're off something about a kid and a birthday and eating large amounts of cheese and chocolate for dinner, which tasty, but ooh, they're gonna pay for that later. We are, of course, joined by special guest and co-host Abovan, who is here to talk about this little game, you might have heard of it, called Final Fantasy XIV. So welcome in.
Yes, when you're an adult, you can have cheese and chocolate for dinner anytime you want because you're an adult. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Speaking.
So yeah,
Yeah.
14. It's the Final Fantasy is still happening.
The final, still fantasy.
Yeah, 11 is still going around, but we're talking about 14 today. There's some 15 action that has happened. There's been some 10 action that has been happening in this household over the last few days as well. But 14 is what we're here to talk about today.
Well, speaking about around your house, why don't we start with what's everyone's been up to between you and me, and start with you and what's been going on in your real life and virtual life.
Well, still working on a lot of itty bitty gaming projects. We're starting to get out a little bit more, starting to do things. The kids are going to be starting up karate lessons and then also ice skating lessons the following week. So that's exciting.
Nice.
My one daughter is starting to get really enamored with the games that I play, especially the Final Fantasy games here. So she wants to start designing Final Fantasy games with me. So I have her start drawing up characters and monsters and stuff like that. I have a license for RPG Maker, and I always get the letters at the end, but I think MV is the second to last version, the second most recent version they have. There's a newer version out there that I'm probably going to pick up after looking at the differences.
Yeah,
but we're probably going to put something together on there and show her, how that stuff there, how you go from pictures and digitize them into actual computer sprites and create levels there and actually create something. And the cool thing about that program is that you can easily export it into like a Windows game, a mouse or touchscreen game, or a mobile phone game or iPad or whatever format you like. And if you pay for the super license, you can also turn on to Xbox or PlayStation stuff.
Oh, fancy! That's pretty fancy stuff.
So it's pretty cool stuff. But yeah, it's something that is that we're doing. Other game wise, I have been playing the Final Fantasies. I've in various versions. 14. I have been playing some 10. I've been playing some 11. I've been playing some 7R again because I'm one of the lucky few who have a PlayStation 5 and things look pretty on that. Stranger in Paradise, I've been playing the demo on that one, but there's a few of us that have been that we've been saying we want to play that game together on the PC, so we're just waiting for schedules to free up and we're going to blast through that game.
Nice.
On there, that's the meme become Stranger in Paradise is the meme turned video game Final Fantasy game where the main character skips his own cutscenes. The demo has been so real so far how it plays, but the game itself, the combat is solid.
That's what I hear. Yeah, and he's going on about he has to defeat chaos. Must defeat chaos.
Yeah, and he has to save the kingdom as he walks out of the room with the king and the princess jamming out on his to his iPhone playing Limp Bizkit. So I don't know. So I need to know where this is going because that's some setup right there.
Yeah.
But besides that, on the Epic Game Store a couple weeks ago, Demon's Tilt was a freebie. That is a video pinball game, and I think is one of the finest video pinball games they have made in a digital format in quite some time.
Impressive.
Strongly recommend that game. I've been really playing the bleep out of that game. I recently hit about the 3 billion point club in that game, which is puts me 17th in the world on the Epic's platform. I haven't checked the Steam or the PlayStation platform, but it takes around about an hour and a half to get to that score. By the way,
I can imagine. Yeah, that's quite a time investment.
But no, that's a solid game. Strongly recommend. I love video pinball games as long as it's a good rendition of it.
Yeah, when we were, pre-pandemic and able to go to work, my work has a Star Trek pinball, a physical one. So that was
Okay.
always fun to play with. Hear all the little sounds and whatnot, and go into warp speed, warp factor 6. But yeah, pinballs are a lot of fun. Is that a good summary of what you've been up to since the last? Well,
That's what I'm doing. Other than the fact that I also have found a video card.
you found a video card. Wow.
I finally retired. Finally retired the 1060.
Oh wow.
Finally retired it.
Hey, that's still valuable. Somebody would probably want that.
That's still the going price is still around $300-$400.
It's crazy. That's crazy. But that's how things are now. Yeah, no, it's nowadays like finding an actual new video card is insane. You have to buy the whole computer now is actually easier than getting just the part.
Yeah.
But sounds like you've been up to a lot.
That's life.
Yep.
How about you? What's going on?
For me, let's see. Game-wise, it's probably easier to start with. I played a little bit of that crazy little game, Tiny Tina's Wonderland. That it's definitely a Borderlands game, but they add some spicy stuff to it, and it's the one time that like the over the top Borderlands humor fits in because it's just Tiny Tina. Like it's just you're in her head, so this
All
makes
right.
sense.
Is it just me? But do you think that Tiny Tina and Shoujo Beat are the same person? That's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. I could see it. Maybe a younger shoujo. I can see that, but maybe a shoujo that had access to explosives. I think is the big difference.
Okay, well,
yeah.
that's a mistake by society by all.
Yeah. Is it though? But yeah, that's been a funny little game. I haven't gotten too far, but yeah, it's their weird humor actually hits pretty well for this kind of setup, and they do a decent job of fantasizing up the Borderlands universe. Like it's you can still kind of tell it's still kind of sci-fi, but they make an attempt. Like your sniper rifle actually shoots out arrows, and you can actually see after you hit the thing the arrow sticking out of the guy's head. Like it's they tried to
cool.
make. Yeah, little things like that. Like instead of pistols, they're like mini crossbows. And you have magic spells, and your ult is some kind of a fantasy ult. Like I'm playing the I think it's Dragonborn or whatever that equivalent is. So like you, for one thing, you get a little dragon pet that runs around and tries to kill things for you. But you yourself, when you hit the Q, will just out of nowhere grab this hammer and smack the ground with it. Very, very Thor-like. Or you can go total Thor and switch it up to where you throw your hammer and it hits somewhere and it has a big old AoE effect, and then you can recall it, and then it hits stuff on the way back. So
okay.
So
it's almost exactly like Marvel Thor.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's it's just medieval Thor. So, but yeah, no, that's been interesting. Let's see. Game wise, just obviously lots of Final Fantasy XIV, which we'll talk about more. But in my little world, I did get my raiding tune Omnicrafter to all 90s the other day.
Okay.
So
repairs.
Yep. Well, not only that, but free melds. That's the big thing. Is being able to meld your own gear without having to ask for someone or having to go to the NPC to get all that done. So yeah, like essentially you go into a raid and you are, as long as you have enough of the stuff you need, you are self-sufficient. You can repair your stuff, and you can put your melds and change things out and all that fun stuff, and pentameld and quad meld and all that other kind of crazy stuff. But yeah, I'm still working on getting the rest of my battle classes up to 90. That's of course taking a little bit longer, but I at least have at least one in each sub area. So I now can do any role. But yeah, we'll talk about more about that later. And I'm actually pondering playing a little bit of this weird game called Warcraft. I might touch it a little bit, but we'll see. Because it's actually it's looking a little better over there, and I'm actually glad to see some of the changes they've been making, not only with the game but at the company itself. They're making some good choices over there finally, and it's looking a lot promising. So I'm hoping that I can, I think I'm ruined for raids. Like I don't think I can do WoW raids as easily anymore after doing Final Fantasy raids. It's spoiled me. Like it's just night and day. But
Right. I mean, I think there's lessons to be learned on either side, and that's a pretty hardcore discussion that maybe that's for for a different podcast.
Definitely, yeah. But yeah,
but no, that's a great conversation to have, though. What can each one learn from each other in terms of the high end PVE end game?
Yes.
That would be an interesting conversation to have.
Yes, yeah. I think something we'll have to think about for future. But yeah, it's in the back of my mind. I've been pondering it, so we'll see how that works out. But and I've been seeing, but that's probably the big things I've been doing game wise. I've also kind of poked at this little game called Crowfall, which is this weird little PvP game. It's made by a local company here in Austin. So I was kind of curious about that because it's like, hey, local team, let's see what they're doing. So it's in Unreal. So they're using it. Basically reminds me of a medieval fantasy version of Fortnite. It has a lot of those vibes to it. So instead of having guns, you have classes. And what did I pick? I picked basically the rogue, and running around, you can stealth and backstab and all that other kind of fun stuff. So it kind of feels like an old WoW rogue, like a vanilla rogue, but with Fortnite graphics. So it's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. And there's a cat. That's probably enough about me. So I think we'll bounce over to the next part of our notes. It says it's time for news.
I think it's news time.
I think it's news time. As soon as I can find where my mouse pointer
Smash that news button. Boom.
And go.
AIE News.
Alrighty.
Those like little coins dropping because the news is so valuable.
Yes.
People just drop coins left and right.
Just throwing money left and right.
Oh, that's what we do.
Valuable.
Or making it hail.
Yep. So looks like we're going to start in community with mandatory fun nights. What do we got going on there, Abo?
So mandatory fun nights are fun. The fun is mandatory. Attendance is not, but we would really like you to be there. And the schedule is also very fluid. It changes a lot. In fact, this list here that we have in front of me, I know has some changes. I just don't know the exact details, so I can't revise them.
Yeah, I was gonna have you answer for all the Final Fantasy 14 stuff in there.
Yeah, well, I also know some other games because we do play lots of games here. But let's just go through what we have on the list right now. Sunday, WoW Classic, 2 p.m. Eastern. You can get your WoW Classic on with some friends on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, which is 2 minutes ago. Star Trek Online. So you go set your phasers to fun. Guild Wars 2 Monday, 9:30 Eastern. So you can do. So you have wars with guilds and stuff, and you go do climbing puzzles. Tuesday, SOTOR, 9 p.m. Eastern. Go around, pew pew, boom boom boom, and stuff like that.
Very big
Tuesday, there is a Destiny raid or Destiny fun night. I know that happens.
Yes.
I just don't know when because I haven't picked up the new Destiny expansion yet, but I do know it's out there.
Yeah. They just look for look in the Destiny channel itself. They actually will start. You'll see them chatting when they're about to start up. But yeah, they like to do Tuesday because that's when resets happen. So look for that there.
Wednesday, something happens.
Always something always happens Wednesday.
I think Tuesday has. I'll have to check with Duras. I think Tuesday's also Lost Ark.
That could be. That sounds about right.
I think so.
Yeah.
There is a lot of Lost Ark action going on as well that is always conflicted with my schedule.
Yep.
Thursday, and this is something new that we started last week, and we were very happy, and we're going to continue doing this. Sprout raids, 10 o'clock Eastern. Those are the 24-player raids that we're going to be doing, and it was very successful on the first run, and we're going to continue moving on with that. More to follow on that. Friday, ESO, that's Elder Scrolls Online, for those who are not aware, 9 p.m. Eastern, where you run around and try to jump off mountains or kill things. One of the two will happen, sometimes both.
Yes.
Friday, various times. Mount farming starts at 8, but normally there's an 8 o'clock group, and there's also like a 9:45, 10-ish group that goes out, and sometimes one even later. Where you go around and you start farming mounts. at the various encounters throughout the entire game. So you do not have to be at max level to participate in that event.
Yeah.
So which is really cool. And in fact, if you're
fun.
on the there's many times we're doing the ones that the trial accounts can use. So that's also cool. Saturday, Lord of the Rings online, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I forget the acronym they use for that one, but it's very clever.
Aren't they SNL?
Yes, that's it. Thank you. SNL. And then Saturday at 9:30 p.m. Final Fantasy 14 map nights.
Very popular.
Go out there, do maps, get lots of prizes, and get trolled by the game.
Yes.
And then Saturday at 11 p.m. In WoW, retail WoW, so current expansion WoW, Noob Raid. Go in and raid noob style, 11 p.m. Eastern.
Yes. And
that's
I'm told in chat that Lost Ark is actually on Saturdays. We don't know a time, but you can see in the Lost Ark channel when they're gearing up. You'll see a pretty good collection of people there when they're starting to do their thing. Honestly, there's a good group of people in Lost Ark at all times. Like I look into Discord and often see people voice chatting for Lost Ark, so they're a busy little group. But
yeah, the voice chat is very strong with that group. So I mean, I always try to sneak in there almost every day, just to do daily routines in that game, and chit chat with the with the crew in there, because I prefer. I've been in AIE for a long time, friends with these people for a long time. So even just catch up, say, hey, how's your day? And then say, oh, well, I'm here. Click, clicky, kill. Oh, cool. All right.
It looks like Kazric is saying 8 p.m. for Lost Ark.
8 p.m. All right.
Yeah, it's and he's saying it's Durst. He likes to chat. So
he does.
Yes. All right.
Good guy.
Over in Streaming and Guild podcast news, we have SWTOR Escape Podcast 421 Level Sync Stat Talk. What are Bolster and Level Sync? What do they do to our stats? What changes are coming? That's right, back by popular demand. It's Stat Talk. Stat Talk.
Stat Talk.
Catchphrase. Then over in Working Class Nerds, the NSFW edition, episode 147, Tom TV Takeover. Marcus and Nick sit down with one of the helpful streamers in Destiny 2, Tom TV. It was an amazing conversation, they're saying, and they even have something top secret in that episode, so don't tell Nick, because I guess he can't know. So.
All right. We have Mad Max Warhammer Firefire RPG Best Games for On the Go Boards and Swords number 193. Philip is recovering from Vegas, so good luck, Philip. So Chris and Sean from the former All the Bits podcast come on the show to talk about a few games that are great to play on the go. Also, a brand new version of Catan just got announced. A popular RPG maker is making a game where you play as first responders and much more. I'm all in on that. I'm all in on that, actually. In the show, he does mention the game was recalled because of South Park, and then there's a link on Kotaku for the details. And then there's also Fleet Action Report, episode number 91, Fashion Day, because as we all know, fashion is always the end game. In that episode of the Fleet Action Report, Nikodas, Greybog, and special guest Tabby, the games, take you through the end game of Star Trek Online. That's right, we go into Space Barbie.
Yeah, they have a pretty good little system. Yeah, and you can do some fun stuff in that game.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. It's not just your player avatar. It's your ship, your whole crew. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of game there.
Yes,
and it's also a console MMO as well. Yeah, I mean, it's not just now. We are our Star Trek group is PC based, but you can fire up the PlayStation and play there.
Yep. All right, into gaming news, we start with WoW, because in WoW raid team news this week, Noob Raid got their first kills of Kel'Thuzad and Sylvanas, the final bosses of Sanctum Domination. Thanks to Where's the Tank raid team for their help. Dankinia would like to start on the new raid, Sepulchre of the First Ones, next week, if we can get a full 20 people for the LFR. So please come join. It'll be fun for everyone. The Alliance side team, Hell Froze Over, is 9 of 11 in normal Sepulchre, freeing the dominated King Anduin from the jailer's grasp. Dun dun dun. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yep. Behind the Curve and Filthy Casuals are both 4 of 11 normal in Sepulchre. Next target, the Angry Crab.
Spoilers. I don't know.
I guess I wonder if that's anything like the Krusty Krab, just angrier. All right. Yes. Over in WoW Classic, Zulaman, 10-man troll raid, has opened its doors. Come get your Amani Warbear by saving all the prisoners in the time allotted. And remember, it's a catch-up raid if you don't have Black Temple and Mount Hyjal on farm. And I wonder if they're going to make that one a limited time thing like the original was, where you can only get that Warbear in a certain amount of time, but who knows. Anyway, over in SWTOR, the operations team has 2 openings. Where's the Cantina is looking for a DPS on the Republic side on Monday nights at 7:30 Central, also known as max time. Taco is looking for DPS on the Imperial side on Sunday nights, also at 7:30 Central, which is also max time. During our mandatory fun nights on Tuesday nights, we've been working towards Conquest and Galactic Seasons targets. Recently, now that a lot of people have reached the new max level of 80, we have added operations back into the mix. So far, the new scaling has worked out pretty well for everyone. We would like to field a team to go on the public test server, the PTS, to check out the new operations bosses when they've become available again. Keep an eye on Discord for when that might be.
And in ESO, cool things the guild has been doing. Taking advantage of the bonus XP events, doing dailies for gift boxes. Trials! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation points. We've bravely gone into the 12-person content with 10 to 11 people. That means you're going in short. And we're successful in killing bosses and, of course, having fun. If you are interested in running dungeons for pledges, we have 2 dungeon groups that occasionally need some fill-ins. Please check out the Undaunted Enclave channel in Discord for more information. And things planned or coming up in the guild, we have the 8-year anniversary of ESO by eating cake and doing dailies.
As one does.
Which in cake is awesome if you haven't realized that quite yet. Cake is quite awesome. And trials on nights where we have 12 people online for mandatory fun nights.
Really important to have
And
those
Final Fantasy 14.
later.
Push out to the side.
Yes. Lots
Off
to
to
say.
you.
Yes. Alrighty, in Destiny 2, the clan is growing and growing and growing and growing. Now that we have settled into the Witch Queen expansion and the Season of the Risen, the clan is working towards all that powerful pinnacle gear cap. We are having Clan Night Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. We work on all the weeklies and help clan members if they need help with something specific. I hope to see you on Tuesday nights, as we were mentioning. And so, if you've been out of it for a while like I was, when you log in, all of your gear is suddenly a higher level because they're like, you know what, here, everyone just starts at this level now. Like, you can't have old item level anymore. They just upgrade everything to a minimum now. So it's interesting. I mean, it works. But yeah, there's a whole new climb to do.
Lost Ark stuff. The Lost Ark Guild has progressed to level 7 and will still be unlocking the maximum guild shop for purchasing the most advanced materials for character progression. There's a lot of what that really means is there's a mechanic called gear honing, and you actually upgrade your individual pieces of gear up, and you need materials. Guild shop will provide you with said materials. More than 30 players remain active across the guilds, and many members are advancing into Tier 3 and will be rising to the challenges of the Agros raid very soon. Weekly events for completing the guild task, abyssal dungeons, and Saturday evenings, LAFNs. I'm going to have to ask what that acronym stands for.
Lost Ark Fun Night?
That's one way of putting it. Yeah, that makes sense. The apostrophe in there threw me off. Now that we've achieved a larger capacity of the first guild, we are attempting to move players who have not yet a character on this level 7 guild so they can take more advantages of the benefits offered. What that means is when you create a new guild, you're only limited to 30 characters in the guild, and as you level up the guild, you can get more and more people in the guild. You extend your membership cap. So as we've had multiple guilds to accommodate the new player rush, and then now that we have our main one with so many people, and we're starting to filter people into a single one, so we all pool our resources together.
Yeah.
All right. So you contact Durst or one of the officers to help move your characters over, either if you have just one or if you have a full roster, go for it. The game is free to play, and we can all help you in finding that darn arc.
Yes. It's lost after all. Alrighty, over in STO, Star Trek Online, the fleet has unlocked everything it can at the start base, including the last construction project of upgrading the Transwarp Gateway. Ooh, fancy. The latest addition in the unlocks are the elite hangar pets at the space equipment vendor, which means you can pick up the best hangar pets in-game now. The colony is still moving along quite nicely. All the hard work with the holdings is greatly appreciated. First Contact Day event has started. The reward is an A600 synth as a combat pet. This sounds a bit odd to you, don't worry. It does to us as well. And you have the Fleet Fun Night on Thursdays, which is at 11 p.m. Eastern. Nicodis and Greebog host Fleet Action Report live at twitch.tv/Greebog every Monday at 11 p.m. Eastern. And then this next Monday, they're going to be covering the latest event, which of course was First Contact Day.
Guild Wars 2. Currently, we are upgrading our Guild Tavern, which allow us to have better guild-wide buffs, which is very cool. We are in need of empty kegs or the materials to craft them. There's a pin post in Discord, so if you go up into the Guild Wars 2 channel, click on that little tack, or if you're on mobile, there's a way to get to the pin channels there. Highly recommend reading them. In this case, in the Guild Wars 2 channel, but we do use them in other channels as well. So click on them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they also need Illyrian wine, or the gold needed to purchase them, and lots of elder wood planks, mithril bars, and varied leather squares. Jedi is also looking at getting strikes going once more people get through the story and actually get to that content. Mandatory fun nights are Mondays at scroll up. Monday at 9:30 Eastern. Scroll down. There we go. And dungeons and more will happen monthly.
Mm-hmm. Over in Lord of the Rings Online, 15th anniversary event runs from 4/20 to 5/11. Update 33 should be dropping around that same time. Update 33 will bring some awesome stuff for the free-to-play players. And that's about it from Lord of the Rings Online. So let's get back to Abo, who's been with us the whole time, and find out what's going on in Final Fantasy XIV finally.
All right, so as promised, we're going to be talking about Final Fantasy XIV. And you know what this week's going to be? It is patch week.
Yes.
Woo! Patch week. 6.1. Woo!
Woohoo.
All right, so if you're listening live, or if you're listening at home, on your portable media device, or not so portable media device, and you have not completed the Endwalker game, there may be spoilers in here.
And we have an alert for that. So I will put up this little thingy up so we know that we're talking spoilers. Go for it.
Spoiler alert. All right. Now, I couldn't hear it on there, but I will definitely go back to the VOD and listen to it because I see the graphic, but I don't have the sound on there.
It's the Star Trek noise, so.
Oh, the Star Trek noise? Okay.
Yes.
So, okay.
Yep, exactly.
I used to use that for a sound effect on my Solar Winds back when something went down. IT stuff. Don't worry about it if you don't know what Solar Winds is. You're probably better off without knowing about what they are. But anyway, so spoilers. We need to get into the spoiler mood first. All right. So we gotta set the tone. You know about the Titanic? Do you know about the Titanic?
Yeah. I've heard.
Okay,
I've heard.
six.
Oh,
It's six.
It's
All right.
spoilers.
All right. Darth Vader.
Yeah.
It was Luke's father all along.
Oh, that's yeah. No, we can't talk about that at this house yet.
Mm. You know who shot Mr. Burns? Maggie.
Oh, horrible. It's horrible.
And all of Eorzea has been saved.
Yay.
Xenos is confirmed dead.
Yes.
Confirmed in a Twitter post.
Yes. And
because
as
the internet that doesn't believe people can die in a video game.
Yes. No.
They thought he would do a Marvel death.
We left his body way in the middle of nowhere. Literally.
Science have disbanded.
Supposedly.
Ish. Yeah. Like,
Officially disbanded.
and the Heidelin and Zodiac storyline has concluded. Well, we have our Avengers Endgame moment, right? We went through the credits, and we had the extreme main character signatures went by. We played all the characters. Everyone stand up and cheered and cried at the ending. We are now in phase 2.
Yes.
This patch is a start of phase 2. This one would be the equivalent of the Angelina Jolie movie. What's that called? The Eternals. That's what it was.
Oh, so
Eternals.
Marvel Phase 5?
Phase 5. Phase X+1.
Yes.
Whatever phase we're at now.
Yeah, whatever phase we're.
So we're so now that we spoiled everything and how we got there, how we actually get there is awesome. So even if we did spoil everything for you, it is one of the most satisfying gaming experiences I have ever done, and a lot of other people agree. So seriously, go play the game.
I've watched people going through it over and over. I've been watched new streamers to it, and it hits you the same way every single time. It's going to keep hitting you the same way every time. So, yeah, it's that good. It's that powerful.
Right. It's a lot. Really defines what a game storytelling can do to enhance the game of an already excellent game. Like the gameplay is already good.
Yeah.
The cycle's good. Having something that brackets it and says, this is why we're doing all these things and why it's like this. It's like, oh, it's so good. Mm-hmm. But anyway, you can play the game now because the free trial has been resumed. Game sales has been resumed. You can play the, there is the meme out there saying, did you know Final Fantasy 14 free trial, blah, 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 blah. Cool. Yes, you can. But let's add something to that. All the patch content through the expansion. All the jobs on there, including the Dark Knight job, which is so well written.
Yes. That
the author of that Dark Knight job story was then asked to write all of Shadowbringers and Endwalker. Shout out to Natsuko Ishikawa. Excellent writer. She's excellent. And also at all the fan fests, super shy.
Yes.
The fan fests are beautiful because I am convinced there is no rehearsals at all.
No. I mean, there's technically a rehearsal, but they don't rehearse what they should rehearse. They rehearse just to making sure it works.
Yeah, they say, "Oh, the mic works. Rehearsal done."
Yes, literally. Yeah, and in fact, if you were part of the Soken, the whatever phone, what's it called? The crazy little
Autophone?
Yeah, that thing.
Autophone?
Yeah, they literally did not let him practice it. They said, "No, you're not allowed to practice it. We want you to be hitting it for the first time live."
I remember the first fan fest for 14 that they did, and they had a little impromptu concert at the end. Some of the singers that they had there, they were looking at each other saying, "This is not my song. I really don't know this song."
Yeah.
So it was like, and they also didn't have the mixer upright, so the microphones were not in sync with each other, so the sound was all messed up on the stream. But the people there recording on their cell phones, because that's what we do in America. We don't actually watch a concert. We record it on our cell phones so we can look at something this way, up and down, even though our eyes go side to side. Rant over. Okay, we'll go. That's something. Anyway, play through the game here on Tuesday, we're going to get the next chapter of the Final Fantasy 14 story. A fresh story, fresh start. We don't know where it's going to go. They have been very coy on details on where it's going, but we do expect it to be awesome. We expect it to be epic, and we expect it to be worth playing. We do have a lot of features to talk about in this patch that's coming on Tuesday. First off, more MSQ. Conclusion of the role quest. So when you get, let's say about 60 to 75% through the Endwalker's story, you unlock your role quests of what's going on there.
I think it's, what is that, at 85, I think?
I
think it starts at 85.
85 or 86, one of those.
Yeah.
It's,
because it's quest 85, and then the next one's at 86, next one's 87, next one's 88, 89, 90.
Right. And
I think is there 5 of them now?
There's 4 roles. So you have your tank, healer, magical DPS, physical DPS. Okay. And they rolled Bard into the magical DPS one.
It's weird.
It's a little weird, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I still actually no, I believe it is 5 more because
because it's Bard Dancer Machinist.
Bard Dancer Machinist because that's the one you hang out elsewhere, and then because and I think that's the Ishgard one because the melee one has you hanging out with Ishgard
is definitely battle mages. I remember they explicitly say battle mages.
All right, I have to go through which one it is. That was
it's been a while. Good. It's been a while.
Yeah. Melee was okay. Thank you, Elaine of
there you go. Yes,
in the chat.
That's right.
Thank you for helping with my memory. No, tell me that my memory is dead and I'm getting old.
No,
and this is what happens when you get old. You forget stuff you just did.
It's a lot to remember because I remember because they added like Doma and Ishgard were the 2 new ones. Essentially, so you had range was going to Doma, Ishgard got the battle mages because they kept calling you a battle mage. So I remember that they drilled that into your head, and the healers was Alamigo because you were basically healing, the one-armed wonder, and keeping him alive because he's just way too strong. Like they had to remove one of his arms because he was just too overpowered. Like he's still overpowered with just the one arm.
And let's just just make sure we put a shout out there. We have a healer job quest, a healer role quest where you actually had to heal in the job quest, not just this is your healer quest. Go kill that thing over there. By the way, you have to do the most damage to everybody else around you is an idiot.
Nope.
No, you actually had to heal. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's because of who you were healing. They finally got you a tank that could take stuff down. So.
All right.
But
so moving on from that, so there's going to be a if you've done all those story arcs, there's going to be a final arc put in that's going to connect them all together and give you a nice epilogue of that.
Which I finally finished the last one the other day, so I'm good to go.
Yes, if it's anything like Shadowbringers, it should be very satisfying. Hopefully, they'll follow the same track. There will be a new extreme trial for the Endsinger, which is essentially the end boss of Endwalker.
And I saw where they showed it in the trailer, and holy cow, that looks mad. Like there's some stuff going on in there. Yeah.
Now, it is going to be exciting. There's going to be some. Obviously, there's going to be a mount there eventually, to be had there. But extreme trials are not as bad as savage trials. So give it a try. What's the worst going to happen?
It's still doable. Although they did say that the theme for the EX Singer trial was hopelessness. So they want you to feel hopeless as you're trying to fight her. So it'll be interesting to see what they throw at us.
It is a video game, so it should be beatable.
Yes.
Okay. There will be a new side quest line connecting the end of Endwalker and the Omega raid series, which is a Stormblood raid series.
I still need to finish that one. Yeah. Which, if you've been doing any of the expert dungeons, you've already seen kind of the pieces of how that's going to fit.
Right. So they're probably going to have like something. We have the dots. I think they're going to connect them for us.
Yes.
So I think that'll be fun.
Yep.
There's going to be a new Unreal, Ultima's Bane. which is going to be the ultimate weapon at the end of ARR revisited again. It's going to have it's only going to have a item level requirement of 560, which is essentially the level of gear that you get when you finish, right when you turn 90. Right?
Yeah, because you're given the 560 free gear, and then all you have to do is earn your equipment, your accessories.
Your accessories, right side stuff.
Yep.
But they're going to cap that rate at 565, so it's not going to be about the gear in that encounter. It's about the player's skill.
Yes.
So that's going to be very interesting. And normally they do those things and they keep that there static even through expansions in the Ultimates or in the Unreals rather, just to keep them relevant. So that's kind of fun.
And not to confuse you, this is an Unreal Ultima's Bane ultimate weapon, not an Ultimate. So it's not Uwu. It's not Ultimate Weapon Ultimate. It's Unreal Ultimate Weapon. So,
that's not confusing at all.
Yeah, not at all confusing.
So now that your heads is scrambled eggs right now, let's do something a little bit easier. Playing solo. So let's say you're playing through the game and you're just not in the mood for playing with people. Well, ARR has you covered now. You can now go through pretty much the entire base ARR game now as a solo player without grouping if you really don't want to. You still can. It is still an option for you, but you don't have to anymore. Even the mandatory dungeons, they can now be done as a duty assist, which means a bunch of NPCs will help you through the dungeons. So you as a solo player can go through there. And there has been numerous changes to a lot of the dungeons to make them more solo person friendly, and get rid of a lot of other junk on there. But the total rack gunk is gone, thank God.
Yeah, but they mentioned in the interviews that a lot of people were playing this MMO and then they got spooked by when they had to do MMO stuff. Like, oh, I have to go play with another player in this MMO? No, I don't like that, and then they left. So like, okay, fine. We'll make it even more soloable for you.
All right, and they made some changes to the last couple of dungeons there. So when you get to the end of ARR, you had those 2 8-player dungeons, Castle Meridium and the Praetorium. They were long, kind of a chore, and they're being reworked completely. They're being turned into 4-player dungeons. Cape Westwind is now a solo trial.
Artist trial confirmed by the official Final Fantasy XIV account.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but that's now a solo trial.
Yep.
Castle Meridium is going 4-player with extensive changes to how the dungeon flows. Praetorium is going to be a 4-player dungeon with extensive changes. Ultimate Weapon is being moved from the dungeon, so that's going to be taken out, and then that's going to be added to be a 4-player trial. And that's going to be added into the newly imagined MSQ roulette. La Habrea, the final boss, is going to be a solo duty. So you'll be able to get through that a little bit quicker there. A lot of those cutscenes are going to be skippable now. They said some cutscenes are going to be skippable, but not all. Yeah. So how is that going to turn into practice? We'll find out Tuesday.
Yeah, they said that you're still going to get a decent amount of experience out of it. So it won't be as. I don't think it'll be as much as it used to. But the funny thing is these settings, like, you could have finished current Praetorium with 4 people. You could have taken down current Ultimate Weapon with 4 people. Like, you can solo the La Habrea. That's how easy it is right now. So they don't have to do much tuning at all.
Okay. New feature here. Reimagined PvP. They're doing a crystalline conflict. The existing more competitive PvP method, the Feast, is being retired and turning into a new objective-based game. We're going to be push the crystal. The little crystal you have to push into the player's base. That's essentially what it's going to come down to. It's 5v5. Matches are capped at 5 minutes. In, do, out. If the game stinks, guess what? It's only 5 minutes. You're out. Go back in, right? They have casual queues, and they have, custom ones, or they can do they do have a ranked system as well if you want to do the ranking system as well, or you can just go in, get your experience, and get out. Level 30 is the requirement, and then everyone gets normalized on there. So if you're level 30, you're 30 with your standard hobo gear, you are at the same footing as the level 90 person with super powerful gear. You both get brought to the same level. Make sure you go into your PvP skill set because your normal skills won't work.
Yeah, don't show up with a completely unset PvP gear like I have in many classes. That nope, can't play that class. Switch.
Yeah, it is a different gear set, but it's also different different PvP bars that show up as well. So
yeah,
I will tell you, you gotta use these bars here. So but they do give you a PvP button to press that brings up, here's all your skills, drag, and then you figure it out as you go.
Yeah.
That's how I do it. Rewards are going to be cosmetic. And they're going to be season based. So there's going to be season 1 and then season 2, and then there's going to be a season 2 worth of stuff there. And you can get the previous season stuff as well. There's still going to be ways of getting certain things. One of the things to bring it back, though, is the Garo collaboration, which is a very cool looking gear set. If you don't know what Garo is, it's essentially a live action Japanese show that looks really cool of gigantic. The best thing, I haven't seen it, but the picture I've seen, it looks like samurai robots kicking ass.
Yeah, it's. I think it was a precursor or some related to like Power Rangers, but very. It's different, like a similar idea but different.
Yeah, it seemed more adulty.
Yeah,
like more primetime TV ish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if the outfits are any indication, yeah, it's definitely not because your Power Rangers was for kids, and Garo sounds like it was for a little older.
Yeah, it seemed to have a little more. The synopsis of the show seems to be a little more adult themed.
And the outfits are definitely coveted. Like people didn't realize what they had until it was gone, and then they realized all those outfits no longer were available to them. So everyone's happy to see it come back, so they can collect them all again.
Okay. Jumping back into the PvE side of the house, we have a new Alliance raid. 24 player raids are coming back. Myths of the Realm, Part 1. Aglaia?
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. I don't know. Aglaia. How to pronounce it, I don't know. And there's probably no voiceovers on here, so your guess is as good as mine. 24 player match content. So you just go in, hit the duty finder person, and poof, here's your group. Away you go. It's gonna seem hard at first, but eventually this is forgiving content. There's normally not enrage timers for this. And normally if you get hit by a mechanic, you normally get a little icon that says you're like a damage up or a damage like vulnerability up or damage down until you get enough, and then you get obliterated by something, but then you get unlimited reses.
Yeah, and other people in the other groups of the Alliance can res you too. So typically there's lots of scraping people off the ground.
Right. So it's going to start off as funky, but it will get it'll get a lot easier over time as soon as people figure out what's going on. But it's looking pretty good. It looks very pretty, and it is story based, so there's going to be a nice little reason to go in there. And it's also a great catch-up mechanic because you will be getting gear drops on there, which are normally on par with your raid token gear. Like 590-ish is what I'm expecting it to be.
Usually,
and there's going to be a token, probably one token in there a week that you could use to upgrade one of your existing gear pieces, probably to 600. So the item levels, that's the same from the raid drops, but the normally it's the substats, which are not 100% optimal for all classes. Sometimes they're just slightly off.
Yeah. From
what they could be. For most people, that's going to be an upgrade. For some raiders who are really fine tuning their characters, they're probably still going to want to have the raid drops from the Savage content. But we're talking like really minute details on there. So it's a great catch up mechanic to get your gear back up on there. Also coming in this patch or slightly thereafter, there's going to be this is 6.1. There might be a 6.1.2, 6.15, 6.18, some things in there. One of the things will be coming soon will be Tribe Quest, which is going to be your faction dailies. So you'll be able to go in and do three quests a day to help out some faction on there. It's the elephant people, for those who are not aware. There's going to be a new Hildebrand quest line to do. Hildebrand, they'll be returning to that. They did not go into Hildebrand's adventures in Shadowbringers. So we're going to go and help him out there. Turns out he's going to be at the first, so he's going to be an expansion behind, so that they're going to explain what goes on there in a very fun, lighthearted manner. So please look forward to that. We're also going to have Tataro's Grand Endeavor. So Tataro's going to start up a some business empire, and we're going to help her out in some way, shape, or form. How that actually goes, I am not sure. For those who like to look their best, we're getting more glam plates finally. We're gonna get 20 additional ones, I believe it was. I didn't put it in my notes here, but
I thought it was 5 more.
Is it 5 more?
5 more plates, I thought is what I saw, unless they've updated it again.
Anything more than what they have now is good.
I think it was like it's currently 15 and it's going up to 20, so it's plus 5. I think
that may be it, because I remember 20 being in my notes.
Yeah,
I took about 20 pages of notes during the live letter. And there's going to be they're going to expand the Glamour Dresser in a future patch, so that's going to be welcome as well.
Yeah,
Log station items are going to be able to be tried on in your in room. So if you don't want to spend real cash on an item, you want to see what it actually looks like, you can actually go to your dream dresser, or
dream
fitting
something.
Dream fitting?
Yeah.
Dream fitting, I think it is. So that's good. So you can actually see what the thing looks like before you actually put down your real money to buy the item.
Yep.
Adventure plates. I kind of like this idea. It's like a Final Fantasy 14 business card. It has like your name, your jobs, what you do on there, maybe like a little tagline and a little portrait of your character that you can customize on there to actually show, what your character is all about, and that's searchable by other players. So you can actually see like a little card. This is who I am. This is what I'm all about. Cool.
Yep. And
that can also be used in the new Crystalline Conflict thing as well. That can be used there too.
Okay.
There's a lot other content out there. There is a little teaser site out there if you want to get more details on some of this stuff. There's a lot more content. Those are just the highlights the way I see it. Free company news. So in the Mandatory Fun Night Roundup we did at the start of this podcast, we had Sprout. We talked about a new Sprout raids, which are happening on Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern. What we're doing is that we're cycling through all the 24-player content. We're getting together. We're doing all the 24-player stuff. We're starting off with the Crystal Tower series. The Crystal Tower series are mandatory content, by the way. For you to be able to go from A Realm Reborn to Heaven's Ward, you have to do these 3 raids here. The other ones and the other expansions are not required, but these 3 are important. Just because it has significant plot implications later down the road. So if you're leveling through your first 2 characters, going through the game for the first time, and you say, oh, I have to do these raids. Oh, they're going to be so hard. Well, A, they're not hard. And B, we will go with you on Thursday nights. We just did Labyrinth of the Ancients this past Thursday. And, we did have, I believe, around 12 or 13 people show up on there. So we had 2 groups go in. We queued up at the same time, and we got into there at the same time.
Nice.
And we had a good time. It was a time commitment of about an hour. Maybe it was probably a little less. Probably, I think we started at 10 and we finished, I think, at 10:50. I think it was at my time at the time there. So it's good there. We'll explain what you need to do, but at the same time, just go in and have a good time. Mm-hmm. If you need on the loot, great. Either way, you'll get through it. You'll get a nice little story to go along with it, and as long as you unlock it beforehand, the cutscenes normally happen after the raid completes, so you'll be able to complete those at your leisure. So, and you're not we're not waiting on other people on there, because when we tried to do this before, we tried to do all 3 in one night. We had like an hour wait in between the people to unlock the new raid, and people felt pressured to click through the story as quick as they can. We don't want to do that this time, so we're only going to do one wing at a time. Let's see. Please take a look at Discord. We are going to try to go through the 24-player raid series in a predictable method here, essentially in chronological order. But there will be promotional materials in Discord to help you remember to do that. Plan them around 45 minutes. Pretty straightforward for given rating experience. As long as you can get in the dungeon, you'll be fine. And just a reminder that the first 3 Alliance raids are required to progress from base Realm Reborn to Heaven's Ward. Friday nights, Mountain Nights. What's this all about? We get together and we run the extreme trials from all the expansions. So you do not have to be max level. And don't let the term extreme fool you. A lot of these are lol-tastic right now, where we go in, we give the boss a menacing look, and the boss falls over, and we get loot, and we do get a chance to get a mount. And if you do get all the mounts from expansion, you get another mount. So, and all these are some of the pretty mounts that normally have a similar theme. They normally play the boss theme music while you're running around on them. They're kind of cool, and mounts are fun. Let's be honest.
Yep.
There's 4-ish per expansion, and this can be done starting at level 50. So even if you're on the free trial version of the game, you can jump on board for this. These are all managed through Discord. So please, we'd love to have you on board there. Saturday night map nights, very popular, very profitable, very easy. Go in. Take a map, go to a location, kill some mobs. You get a chance for our bonus portal to pop up. You go in there. You go into a little theme park area there. You kill some mobs. You get some loot. You have to pick a door. You pick the right one. You get more. You get more mobs. You get more loot. And there are some little gimmicks and gotchas as you go through there. When you go through there, but either way, it's fun. It's easy. It's casual. We do ask that you do have a level 90 character on there. Flying is not required. It's helpful. Maps are definitely not required, but they are highly appreciated. If you do not have the ability to read your own maps, that's fine. You can still join along, but if you do want to be able to read your own maps, that quest line starts in Wineport.
Yep.
There's a little quest giver there. It takes 5-10 minutes with the cutscenes included to finish that one up, and then you'll be able to read your own maps, not just the level 90 group maps. If you have other event ideas, one of the things out there is officers do not have to run the events. And this goes for any game, by the way. This is not just Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
You can run your own events. We will help you promote them even. We encourage the community to have their own events. In fact, the Friday night Mountain Nights, that is not officer driven at all. In fact, an officer didn't even think to start this one up. It just started organically from the players and a few other people out there. And we love that to happen. That's one of the strengths of AIE is that we do that and we allow that. We encourage that. We will help you make that happen. If you just have an idea, and you want to help us flesh it out, we are here to help you do that. Just speak up in Final Fantasy channel or your respective game channel, and we'll help you get that event and actually get that. We'll help get that moving, help get the gears moving on event to be able to do the content that you want to do.
If you have the ideas, bring them. We'll help you.
Even if it's not a fully fleshed out idea, saying, wouldn't it be cool if we did this, but I don't know how do we get from A to B, we can help you with the C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P.
Mm-hmm.
We can do that. We can help. That's what we can help you do that. That's what we do. But with regards to Final Fantasy here, can't wait to help you usher you through your Final Fantasy 14 experience, which is a great solo experience. It's a great group experience. We got plenty of friendly faces, friendly voices, and lots of great characters to play with during your time in 14. Come on down to the Final Fantasy 14 channel. Say hello. Say greetings. Say hi. Say hey, I'm new. Say I don't know what's going on. Please help me. We'd love to help you out. Help you have some fun. It's a great journey, and we really want to share that journey with you.
You must suffer. Enjoy it with us.
It is. It's like watching an excellent movie many times over that continues to hit on 5 separate movies and 5 TV series that all coincide with each other and all hit.
It's like reading a really good book that you're in.
It's like kind of what Marvel's doing now. The movies are pretty good. The series that goes along with them, like the patch content, they seem to hit. I mean, WandaVision was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Loki was great.
All those were good, and the movies are very good as well. So and they all meld into each other and they all flow together. Final Fantasy the same way.
All tied together.
We would love to share that experience with you.
And they actually tie up loose ends. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. Alrighty, so over to you, Mew.
All right. Well, that'll be our show for tonight. So while the chat room begins suggesting show titles, we want to thank Abo for joining us because he's part of us. So thanks, Abo. And you want to read the fun part here, or you want me to do that? It's got your name on it.
I will read this.
Ooh, go for it.
If you have a question or comment about our show, you can email us at podcast@aie-guild.org. You can also follow us on Twitter. The show is at AIE Podcast. Mew is at the Mew Cow. Makala is at Cyberwave, and Tatsumi is at Ivory Tiger. We record live with video every other Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Ish. You can join the chat room and play along with us on our website at aie-guild.org/podcast-live-stream. And on our Discord server for chat at aie-guild.info/discord. And for past episodes, you can see them on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/the AIE Podcast. Our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen. Please follow him at Keys with Soul. Or visit his website, andrewwallenmusic.com.
andrewallenmusic.com. It looks like Wallen. But...
It does. And looking at it again, it is andrewallenmusic.com. So go there.
You did good. All right. If we
I
had
can read.
Yes, reading is essential. If we had any member segments, we'd put them right about here. I definitely encourage you, like we were saying before, players can do things on their own, including making segments for the AIE podcast. If it's in an AIE game, at least somewhat AIE related, send it in. We would love to share it. It's
you want to tell a joke?
Yeah.
Record your joke, send it in. We'll play it.
Yeah.
We'll play anything you got. Just keep it clean.
Yeah. You keep it under 90 seconds. Yeah. So next time we're talking to someone about some game. We haven't figured that out yet. I think we're trying to get Greebog in for one of the various games he plays, but we're still working on that. So, until we figure that out, AIE, this is Mewcow.
This is Abovan.
And this has been the AIE Podcast.
Bye.
Bye. Anyone still with us? Any show titles?
Well, we still got 7 viewers on the Twitchers. So, Discord. If you're listening on the Twitch, come to our Discord server, AIE Podcast channel, under the content creators. Give us show titles.
We got some from Tibber.
All right. Cake and Dailies. Scroll up. Patch Week. Spoiler alert. So, like the stay hydrated kids. Buy a water bottle. Because, LTT.com.
Any other suggestions from anyone? I'll put Tibbers into the show notes.
You need to take the LTT store people up to get a new lid, though, for this thing. They have a far better design lid that they give you a discount on if you already have one of their bottles.
Yeah. So Cake and Dailies.
I need a Rev 2.
Yeah. Alrighty, looks like we don't have any more suggestions coming in. So
last call
to
throw out your title thoughts. Otherwise, I'm going to pick from one of these.
3, 2, 1.
All right, so we're gonna go. Looks scroll up was fun, but doesn't really explain what the podcast is about.
Spoiler alert, cake and dailies.
I think the combination of the two work.
Yeah.
I think spoiler alert, cake and dailies is the should be the title.
Yeah.
The two together. I think the two together.
Yeah, I like that. Spoiler alert, cake and dailies. Ooh. The S does not need to be capitalized. There we go. All right, congrats to Tipper. You got a double hit.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for putting up with my annoying voice.
Alrighty, and we'll switch over to the goodbye screen. So goodbye, everyone. Until next time.
Good night. Thank you. Keep being awesome.